Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the March 18th meeting of the Stockbridge Assessors. Mike will start us off.
Good morning. So the meetings, the last meeting minutes were sent last week, so we should.
Oh, yeah.
approve
So,
those.
well, I entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes from 2 weeks ago. So move. All
Second,
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Randy seconds.
Number two, the three BC forms were due on March 1st. There's only two that we don't have back. I sent reminders. There were 6 that hadn't been returned, and I sent reminders to all of them. 4 have gotten back to me and returned their three BCs. 1 out of there asked for an extension. Did you want to know which 2 didn't come back? I mean, I'm sure I'll be in touch with them, but I put down April 1st. Why don't we wait until April 1? Because I put down April 1 as the deadline, as an extension, that they have to be back in our office on or before that date. So we'll wait and see what happens. But there's just 2. The rest of them have all come back. So I will put it on the agenda first meeting in April and see if those have been returned. If not, I have their emails and phone numbers. I will call them and discuss it. It does have to be back on time. Same thing with the form of list. Those were due on March 1st. We never, ever get back every single one of them. But I thought this year we would send out a reminder letter. It's worth sending another letter at least one more time to see how many more we can get back for fiscal 25. Number 4, the map deed changes. We sent out, I told you at the last meeting, we send out the whole box of deeds and everything. Well, we got an email back from Cartographics that it's the guy that does all of our map changes. They did receive the deeds, but he reminded us we don't need to send all the deeds every year. I thought if we didn't send them, we should probably scan them all in and then send the PDF file to them. They don't want that either. They said they don't need it. So I'm in discussion with them because we still have to send all of the deeds that relate to any kind of subdivision or that relate to a plan, any kind of plan that's been recorded. So for them to say that we don't have to send anything, I don't get that. So we do have to send the plans. And again, if it, like, for example, the Henderson property across the street, they are splitting that up into 2 parts again, because it was at one point and then they combined it. Well, there's a deed that references the sale up front and the sale in the back. That there's like 3 deeds that go with that, plus all the deeds for the old town hall. We discussed that before. There were like 6 deeds with easements and a whole bunch of other things. Those all still, I would imagine, still have to be sent. So I have to talk to, his name is Bob Adams, and he handles all of our changes. Real nice guy. But just to be clear with him that we still have to send deeds. And I won't send the whole box anymore, which makes me nervous anyway, because Tammy and I would have to redo all of those notes on the deeds if something were to happen to that box when they send it back, of which they still haven't sent it back. I'm gonna have to remind him that we do at least need them back this year. We won't send the whole group again, but I'll figure out what to do. It'll save us money too, having to do that. I just thought it was, they logged all the changes just like we do, but I don't think they do. They are only handling the easements, the right of ways, the conservation restrictions, and any kind of subdivision survey that's done. So I'll update you with what he tells me, but I'm kind of relieved we don't have to do that, because I've always been nervous sending out an entire year's worth of deeds with all the changes in one box, especially the way that you just hear horror stories about deliveries and things like that. Number 5, all the record cards for fiscal 24 are printed. We do have to keep a copy every year of remember when I wrote in to get permission to get rid of records? Record cards are not one of the ones that they will ever give us permission to get rid of. So we have to constantly, we got to stack like this. We have to put them away in a box, bring them downstairs. So Tammy and I usually keep 4 cards. Is it 4 cards? At least 4 or 5 cards from the previous years. in all of our files. I don't know what other towns are doing. What do you guys, do you know what you guys do?
We need to start printing them and build up that 3 year in the file, 3 or 4 year.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna just continue to do what we've been doing. We've gotten to the point now that we're now in such a cycle on our new Vision 8 that we no longer have any of the old vision cards in there, which is a good thing. Because I'm so much more used to the new vision than I am the old vision now, which is also a good thing because it's, as you know, Brandy, it's not easy. Which actually brings me to number 6. We had a little mini meeting, staff meeting, and Erica usually sends out an email when the shredder's coming, the truck, to get rid of all the records. And we have honestly a huge mess down in the records room. Because we're required to keep so many things, the maps, the record cards, everything up to the settled levy year that we have permission to get rid of. That letter that I sent to the state to give us permission, which they signed off on everything. I'm using that list to go through because I know it's piling up. It's piling up in the back of our office too. And we'll keep the maps, we'll keep the record cards, but we really have permission to just about get rid of everything else. I mean, the motor vehicle commitment, we don't need all of that. That can go. So I'm going to go through that list with Tammy. I'm going to start cleaning out the back. Typically that shredding truck comes in May. Last year, I don't think anyone participated in it. But with Erica not being here, I really don't have the date when that's going to be happening. But it's a good thing for us to try to get rid of as much as we can this year. You know, running out of space is happening for us. We've got a lot to get rid of. Although I gave away most of our boxes to Christine when they were going through the old town hall. So
They'll come in with that big container, like they.
Oh, they will?
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll back up to here, wheel it in, you fill it, and then you're charged by those big containers, how many you.
so I can just pack it all and leave it next to the
Get it in
door
a
with the records room.
Just, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's getting out of hand. We need to purge a lot, and we have permission to get rid of. I don't know what other offices have done, but honestly, you do have to ask permission to get rid of, everything up to your last settled levy, which for us was fiscal year 22. 23, we still have pending, we have the pending appellate tax board case in fiscal 24 we just did. So it'll be a while before we get permission to get rid of anything there. Other than that, that's all I have.
You guys have anything?
No.
Audience?
Nobody there.
We do have to go into executive
Yeah.
session.
Okay, so with that, I would entertain 2 motions. One to close our public meeting, and secondly to open, go into executive session for Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, to discuss and review 3 bills, 283, 517, and 1,099. And when we're done with that, we will not return to the public session, and we will just leave the executive session. So if I could have a second to I need that motion, I guess.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.